myself since yesterday, but I
Yeah.
think I feel a bit better today compared to yesterday. Because
Yeah.
yesterday I was just telling a man in the office that why am I feeling like I can't even do anything? Like I think I collected pain relief from Victoria, and she was just looking at me. When you go home, go and do ginger, go and do this, go and do that. Because I was not just myself in that office yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
But anyway, I think I feel a bit better this
Thank
morning.
God.
So yeah,
Thank God. I'm
yeah.
glad to see. I was gonna text you this morning. I wasn't even sure you were gonna come this morning. I was like, I doubt it. And I didn't want to text you in case you were sleeping. But it's good to see you this morning. Before we even go
Yep.
on, I want to quickly talk about two things. One of it is an event happening in Kano, which
Mm.
is culture and faith dialogue. The theme affirming contributions of culture and faith institutions to prevention of violence against women and girls in northern Nigeria. Whenever we talk about northern Nigeria, one thing that you'll typically see when it comes to women is, girl, child marriages and things like this, violence against women, sexual assault, etc, etc, etc. But this is in women's rights advancement and protection alternative. They are in support with, I'm not even sure which English is it. Who is supporting them is Ford Foundation, and they're having a culture and faith dialogue. Interestingly, I saw a young lady who had done a video about girl child marriages, and she had gone into she was following some debate about it, about how it's in the Quran, something about how, please pardon me, I think the Prophet Muhammad's wife, they said she was 6 or she was 16. There's been conflicting debates on what age his wife actually was, and she did it because she wanted to understand, because you can't fight against a thing if you don't understand what the thing is. And so she did it because she wanted to understand, okay, this girl child marriage, why are a lot of people for it, why are a lot of people against it? And so she had gone to research on it. So this dialogue is basically to further the conversation on violence against women and violence against girls in northern Nigeria. It will be happening at the Bayero University, Kano news site, CBN Center of Excellence Auditorium, Kano State. Is happening today at 9 a.m. So once you are just done with newspaper review, just slide right through to Kano State to get in on the conversation, to listen on the conversation. I'm not sure it's okay. They are streaming live. I think you can check them up on their social media platforms: WRAPA Nigeria, Twitter or TikTok or Facebook or YouTube or LinkedIn. Or you can find them there. WRAPANG. Basically, like, let's just join the fight against these things. They say that culture and faith shape how we live. Most of the problems we're having in Nigeria is one of the two: culture, faith. That's religion. Culture, faith. And when is the two problem? So it shapes how we live, how we think, how we lead. But then imagine that we're using culture and faith as well to become tools to protecting women and protecting girls. I mean, this has to be a great conversation. I already see it. And this is the heart of the conversation. They're bringing faith leaders, they're bringing cultural leaders, traditional leaders, they're bringing them all together to have this conversation. This is something similar to what we did at the Old Town Hall meeting, where this conversation was with town hall leaders, the king of Old Town, just to make sure that we are preaching the gospel of protecting women and their rights, women and girls and their rights. Before we get back again, we have phonetics class. So if you're feeling like, I want to talk like Fumi, I want to talk like Rose, the spray is plenty. Well, you can join Adebola Adeduba for Well Spoken. That's the name of the program. Phonetics classes available either virtually or in person. So you get to overcome mispronunciation. Not every time you're speaking bad English. You still try to upgrade yourself. You can polish your spoken English. You can speak with clarity and with conviction. We're not saying that English is the way. We're not saying that, we want to force you to speak English, but we already know that English is one of the official language. It is the official language in Nigeria, so that you're able to speak to your brother, your neighbor, your boss, your colleague well. get on this class, you can send an email to adebola@gmail.com to start to say, oh, I want to register, I want to improve my English. Okay, with that being said, that is out of the way. Let's get into the headlines for this morning. The headlines of this morning, let's go. We're starting with the Punch newspaper. Chairmanship, PDP consensus deal shatters as Lamido rejects Turaki. I think that's how to pronounce his name. Yes. Collapsed building. Lagos. What did you say, Rose?
I said you got it right. It's Turaki.
Hey, collapsed Lagos building occupants ignored distress signs. So that's residents. So, I mean, if your house is, if you're already seeing cracks, raise your hand and call your caretaker, call the landlord and be like, this house, if he collapsed, because quite a few people were injured. That this in the Oyingbo area, quite a few people were injured. One person so far died as well from this. So, yeah. We sympathize with them. We're moving next to the next one.
All right, on the Guardian, it says court acquit 12 accused of killing female police inspector in Rivers.
Wait a minute. Why?
Yeah. For the love of me, I can't even understand that. But anyway, let's head on to the next one. Troops recover machine gun ammunition, neutralize bandit leader in Zamfara. Those are the headlines from the Guardian.
In the This Day newspaper, we have Amupitan, who's the new INEC chairman, says courts can't continue to decide election winners. It must be at the polling units. We will be tackling this today with our analyst. Also, we have ADC, federal government manipulating food prices for political gains. All right. The next one.
Yes, on Daily Trust, we have PDP chairmanship and being shut out, says Sule Lamido. And then Kaduna communities decry renewed bandit attacks. This is sad.
Vanguard newspaper says PDP convention threatened as party halts aspirants screening. Era of endless court battles over, says INEC chairman Amupitan.
All right, on the Premium Times convention, Lamido threatens legal action against PDP over chairmanship interest. Nigeria nears diaspora voting as reps and NIDCOM launch digital response system.
Yeah, in the Nation newspaper, we have Lamido attacks PDP governors over exclusion from chair race. Tinubu meets with the service chiefs. That's the new service chiefs that have taken position. Yeah.
All right, on Daily Post, it says Edo APC set to suspend commissioners not wearing Tinubu. What is going on in this Edo State? Is that the only problem in Edo State right now?
That's the only problem. Oh, that's the only problem. Oh.
Seriously. Suspend commissioners not wearing Tinubu. Are we serious?
Yeah, that's the only problem.
All right, another headline says, why Ekiti people are happy with us, says Governor Oyebande. Wait, so is it not the same Edo State that they were promising to give the president a good number of votes, like thousands of votes, I mean, a million votes, sometime back? Okay, it's all right.
It's all right. Oh. All right. We're moving to the Tribune newspaper. It says, Rice Council Development Bill to slash $2 billion import bill, says the Senate committee. We also have Tinubu service chiefs hold first meeting, reviews security strategies.
All right, the last one we have on Persian says drug barons ambush National Drug Law Enforcement Agency operatives in Edo State and inflict injury on officer. This is sad. All right, All Progressive Congress confirms Oyebanje as 2026 Ekiti State governorship candidate. All right, all the best for Ekiti State. If Abina, if they say that Maybe that's all the best. But this particular one of drug barons ambushing. So for all our agencies, okay, especially for law enforcement agencies, how do they get to protect themselves? Because sometimes I think I've heard where families of people that were arrested by law enforcement agencies actually get to ambush these law enforcement agencies to probably beat them up, inflict injury on them for coming to arrest one of their own. So how do they get to protect themselves, and how do they get to, because at the end of the day, they are just doing their jobs, but sometimes some people will not want to understand. Now you be drug baron, National Enforcement Agency just they try doing it own. So which one you want can they inflict injury on top the person for doing his own job?
Mm.
So I mean, they need to be protected to an extent. But hey, those are the headlines we have coming from Pen Pushing this morning, and of course on all the headlines that we can pick this morning. So do well to follow up any of the story and react to any of them this morning. And the number to dial to be a part of it is 07000 or 09155 Our toll free lines are up and running, and you can get to us by dialing 081235 0800 That's our toll free line. And to send in your WhatsApp and text messages, please do so by sending it to 07031756537 or 08155917917. All right, it's about 16 minutes to 8. On the newspaper review right here on the Full Breakfast Show. My name is Rose. I've got Olufemi J with me, and we'll be joined with our analyst for today, Adeyemi Adewale. Good morning, Adeyemi. It's so good to have you join us.
Good morning, Ross, and good morning to you, Fumi, and all our listeners all around the world.
How are
so
you?
it's another day for Basbos.
I think the headlines today are good. Last week they came for Adeyemi. They were like, look, if they had a picture maybe of Adeyemi in their houses, I'm sure they'd have been throwing things at him to say what do you.
Well, it's one of those things, when you are an analyst and it doesn't matter where you are, even when you speak, for the opposition, those that you speak against will always come after you. So it is a normal thing. So, and that is one of the things that makes you to enjoy, being there. At a point, they may come to understand that, yes, you are just being objective and what you are saying is actually the truth. So it's just a matter of time.
And we all can't agree on everything, to be honest. So.
Definitely.
Yeah, we all can't. All right, let's take the first headline this morning from the This Day newspaper. Amupitan says that court can't continue to decide election winners. It must be at the polling units. So the new INEC chairman, Professor Joash Amupitan SAN, said the country could no longer afford a situation where the courts would continue to decide winners of elections. He says elections must be won and lost at the polling units. He said this at the 56th Annual Conference of Nigerian Association of Law Teachers held at Abuja. He says, he's determined to work towards reducing pre-election litigations in Nigeria. Hello, sir. Are you seeing what is going on already? Like campaigns, you start your work from now. He urged legal experts to work with the commission to reform the electoral system. He also says the court will not continue, will not, to determine elections that they should be won at the polling unit. He reaffirmed his commitment to uphold integrity, fairness, and transparency. He says that pre-election litigations have long burdened Nigeria's electoral process, and if necessary reforms are made, losers in elections will not hesitate to congratulate the winners. I don't think, even in sports, even generally, losers are too bitter. They're still mourning the loss of their loss. So they even have time to be saying, "Oh, well done. Why am I telling you well done? I lost. I don't want to talk to anybody right now." He says there's little INEC can do by way of policy if the law does not support us. So he will closely work with legislature to ensure we have enduring electoral laws that all Nigerians can be proud of. He has asked for prayers from Nigerians and things like that. I would like to say that, isn't it too early to be making, is it too early to be making statements like this? Because one thing that we've seen with, politicians or even our leaders is that they make so much bold statements about what they are going to do. And when it comes down to it, we don't see workings. Adeyemi, yes, please.
Thank you very much. You must understand that for such statement to have been made is of importance at the moment. It needs to be accepted by all parties. So for him to be accepted, he must be able to speak in line with what everybody has been talking about. The credibility of our election. It's important that he speaks in that respect. However, when we look at the statement as it is, you see, what I would say, outside the fact that the law has a role to play, and the way, the officials, talking about the INEC themselves, the way they organize it, and how transparent and accountability they are in the course of the elections, which is one of the major issues that we have. We also need to speak to the politicians themselves. You see, the politicians are the problem. If the politicians were being sincere, well, it is not a do or die affair, there's some zero tolerance, you would understand that this election of a thing where you say the elections are not credible will not come to be in the first place. What am I saying is this? The politicians, everybody around, all play games. They do everything they could just to win the election by all means. You see, there is none of them. I would say, I know that people may want to come for me this morning.
You have preempting yourself already, Adeyemi. I'm not there.
I'm preparing myself so that I know that Prince will speak this morning. I know him for that. He's going to come up. You see, all of them, irrespective of who they are, they want to make sure they are able to win the election at all costs. So whatever means by which they can achieve that, they put it into play. So it is one of the things I think the first thing to do is the orientation of the politicians. There is no way the politician who has put so much, especially monetary records into the election, who have decided that, okay, who sold maybe his houses, or that he has even borrowed money from the bank and eventually lose. There is no way that politician will want to accept that the one that won the election actually won. So that's one of the reasons that you see that it is always difficult for Nigerian politicians to always give in and to congratulate the other person on that aspect. Then secondly, we also, the people, the electorate, when we say we are going to vote, until we have that standard of that clear understanding that no matter what we are given, we should let our conscience be our guide so that we can do the right thing, not just for now, but for the future. Because whoever you are electing at that particular moment in time, you are not electing that person at that particular time for that particular time. You are electing the person for the next future. And the next future will determine the other future that comes after. So we must understand as a people that whatever we do and where we are, it is as a result of the way we have been doing things. And if we want something different, then we have to behave and play in a different way. So that is one aspect. Then coming to Amupitan, yes, it is very, very, very important. The court can no longer be the one deciding who is the winner of our election at every given period. No, it has to stop. And how can he achieve that? The only way he can achieve that is by making sure, as the boss of INEC, that his lieutenants, they key into his agenda and his vision for INEC, whereby, you see, like we always say, most people sometimes ago, people were saying it's an independent body, that it should not be the president that we appoint. I told you, I said it on that very day, that it is not possible. It is the president that we always appoint. That's the way it is in the constitution. And everywhere in the world, that's the way it is. It's the one that we appoint. But all things being said, the fact that it's been appointed does not really mean that he has to do the bidding of the president. We saw when Jega was there, Jonathan did not win the election. So what do we say? But all things being said, as it is the responsibility of Amupitan and INEC and the people of Nigerians and the politicians to make sure that our election is not being determined, the winner of our election is not being determined by the court. If only we can have that clear understanding. How do we have the clear understanding? Today, you and I, we are seated here discussing this matter. How many of these Nigerians listen to you and I on the radio? How many Nigerians are informed? How many Nigerians are being sensitized? There is a whole lot to be done. It is not just the body only, it's not only the INEC that has that role to play. INEC will play its role, but the only way to really make it laudable and that INEC will not be able to deviate, it is when the politicians and the electorate are actually able to play their own role, making sure that on the day of the election, at the polling unit, the votes are counted, and when the votes are counted and announced, at the collation center, there are still, you see, in those days, I remember that we have party members, party representatives at each polling unit. Even I know they still exist. Then, when all the party members are there, you know that from this polling unit A, this party was able to gather about 20 votes. And when it gets to the collation center, there is no way that vote that was declared and announced at the polling unit A, 20 votes, will not get to the collation center and be manipulated. And now announce 30 votes. It will not happen because all the other party members, representatives at the polling unit will have signed the form, the result form, that yes, they were there. This party won, gained this vote. This party gained this vote. So everybody, all the party representatives, agents will have signed. With that, at the collation center, you know that whatever they are bringing from polling unit 8 is exactly what is going to be announced at the collation center. So with this, we will understand that we'll be able to have a credible election and credible result. It will not be that is the court that determines who our winner is going to be in the course of the election. God will help us anyway. We will get there. Let's see how Amupitan is going to go about it anyway. He has said it. We are waiting for what is going to roll out.
Exactly, because for me, it just feels like sometimes your words should match your action. And you know that he was just given this, he was just appointed of recent. So he would probably want to say, oh yes, I will do this, I'll make these corrections, I'll make sure this is done. But when it comes down to the job itself, let us see all of these things that you're saying actually come to pass, because it's one thing to say and it's another thing to do. And we know how politicians can be when it comes to election period. We know how the electorates can also be when it comes to election period. So putting all of this together, and even you as a election body, what are some of the things you're putting in place to make sure that all of these things you're saying is actually going to work out? Are we going to be seeing hitches like we did last year? Are we going to be seeing results that were not announced on time? Are we going to be so if all of these things are going to happen all over again, then we might not just be seeing ourselves going to court. We might just end up going to court. So what are those things you're going to put in place to prevent all of these things from happening? So at the end of the day, just like our analyst said, it's not about talk. It's about do when the time comes. So yeah, anybody can actually get up and say, what they want to do. Even if his president, if he elects today, he will tell you what he intends to do and what he wants to do. But do we actually do? Does he make sure that all of these promises are followed down to the latter? So that's the thing, and I just hope that he's able to meet up with all of these things that he's saying, and we're able to see a difference.
My thing is even that he's saying that he electoral reforms and all of that, but we haven't actually seen him doing is he doing anything? What's the word for it? I'm trying to look for the word for it. With regards to pre-election campaigns, we know that election campaigns are supposed to start 150 days before elections, but we've been seeing massive election campaigns. But I actually want to ask you this question, Adeyemi. We talked about it yesterday, but I want to know your thoughts. Soludo came out to say he's gonna promise you, Adeyemi, if you vote for him, 1 million naira or 5 million naira. If you can get people to vote for him, I'm sure you saw the headline. I don't know if you saw it.
No, I wasn't in the country yesterday. So.
Oh, right. Oh, he came out, right, to say that he's promising 1 million. So he did first prize, second prize, third prize, 5 million here, 1 million there. For if his ward, because they're preparing for their elections in November, that's next month. So he promised 1 million, 5 million. Blatantly out, like it's not secrets. He said it out loud. I would like to know what your thoughts. And right now, we haven't seen INEC say anything about that. Promising people money to vote for him.
Well, let's look at it from this perspective. If he had said he's going to give them 1 million, 5 million, does it mean before the election or after the election? This we have to we have to understand that. Is it after the election or before the election? If it's before the election, that means he's coercing them to vote for him. That's one thing. Then the question also is, where is he going to get that money from?
Our analyst asked the same question yesterday.
That's the same thing that we need to ask. Where is he going to get the money from? Is it his personal money or the state money? If it's the state money, then that means he has to account for every kobo that was allocated to him while in office as governor of that state. You see, we have been saying it. It's very important that the office of the president, the governor, and whatever the political offices can no longer be sacred as it is. In as much as the people are abusing the office, the person that occupies the office, the moment they leave that office, the immunity that they were enjoying, they no longer enjoy it. So they should be subjected to investigation, and their stewardship in the course of being in that holding swell in that position. So they must be they must be probed, and account for their stewardship right there. So if they are found wanting, particularly financially or usurping power, we have in so many ways they have been abusing powers in this part of the world. Then, if we are able to probe them and you find them wanting, then prosecute them. If they have been prosecuted, if you prosecute 1, 2, 3 of them like that, you will see that others will sit up, because they must understand these funds. It's not their personal fund. It's for the welfare of the people of the state. If what he's saying is that this fund has been there, but the only way I can make you to benefit from it is by voting for me, then I will make it available. That is not okay. Look, if you give somebody 1 million now, who is not prepared for the 1 million, the first thing that person is going to do is to look for all those frivolous things that maybe I don't have iPhone, you can buy a phone. I don't have this. They will not be able to invest it properly. That they will be able to generate revenue in the course of time. So that is not what we want. We want, you don't need to coerce, or you don't need to compel, or you don't need to manipulate your voters. Say you are going to give them a monetary reward if you are voted. No, what you should make them to understand is that if you are being voted again to the office, I will make sure that everybody's needs is taken care of as a state governor. How? Making sure that you create an enabling environment for your businesses to thrive. You make sure that your students, your children will go to school, free education. You provide books for them free. Their tuition will not be paid. All this, by the time you are able to put this in place, and you tell them that, okay, your hospital bill will be taken care of by the government, free medical services, the people will see the reason why to vote for you, that because that's what they need. That's what they need. They don't need your money. They can actually put their hands to work and make money themselves if you create an enabling environment. But when you say all you want to do is to continue to give them token, you are not teaching them how to fish. You are giving them fish. Teach them how to fish. When they are able to fish, they can be able to catch a whole haul. And with that, they will be able to sell and know that this is their effort. No, that should stop. And then you're talking about the INEC. What is he talking about that? It's not the INEC. It's the EFCC that has to go after him. That's financial manipulation.
Yeah.
It's the EFCC that has to go after him, not INEC. INEC has nothing to do with that. It's EFCC. EFCC ought to call him, query him, ask questions. What do you mean by your statements? So if it's one thing, then something has to be done. It will be reported to the president and all other bodies that will have to look into it. So, but it's time that Nigerians, we should be wise. Even we ourselves, as the people, we should be wise enough to know that these people are only playing upon our intelligence. There is no way Soludo will be able to give everybody that votes for him 1 million, 5 million. That's a joke. That's a joke. That's a joke. That's a joke. Thank you.
All right. Time check. It is 4 minutes past 8. After 8, this Tuesday, before 9 are now open. 7,917,917 or 9155917,917. Our toll-free line is open. 0800 1234, right? 917 12345. So 0800 12345 917. You can text or WhatsApp.
0800 1235.
0800 12345 917. Say that 1235.
Yes.
Now, wow, I'm just doing 12345. Okay. 0800 1235 917. Yes, no time is a charm. I got it. You can text or WhatsApp us on 0703 1756 537 or 08155 917 917. We have a text message here from Mayor. Good morning, Mayor. He says, beautiful morning to you all in the studio. More dollars to be paid by international travelers is quite unfortunate by the government that once said, let the poor breathe. But under him, the poor is dying on a daily basis because of hunger. Because before I can believe this propaganda government concerning the drop of food prices, let them take us back to 2015 when we were buying a bag of rice for 7,000 naira. My brother, APC government. When you people repent from telling lies, dreams of deceit and propaganda, please tell the new INEC chairman to let us be. Because we have been fooled too many times, okay? Anyone that says Tinubu cannot anyone that Tinubu cannot rubbish does not exist. Oh God, arise and trouble those that are troubling Nigerians. Mayor from Ikotunegbe says. Mayor, you've been angry these days, so I've been seeing your texts. I mean, understandably so, because really, Nigeria is Nigeria, and yeah. Let's just go to the next headline, Rose. Do you want me to take it or you take it?
All right, the next one, let's look at this. This one has happened previously. So, I mean, the I think, people are just reacting to it. Oh, well, let's just go through it. This is coming from the Vanguard, and it says demolition displays over shaking residents recount losses.
We
Okay, we
have
have
a call. Oh, lost.
we lost the call. All right, so a bit of a report it's at least we can remember the protest then, of people of Oworoseke, that they even closed the Third Mainland Bridge to protest the demolition of their buildings and all of that. Now, tension, tears, and disbelief swept through residents of Oworoseke, Lagos, following a midnight demolition by officials of the Lagos state government, which reduced dozens of homes to rubble and left scores of families stranded under the open sky. Angered by the demolition, the youth of the community had scheduled a peaceful protest for yesterday. I think we'll have a call. Hello, good morning. We can't seem to hear you. Okay,
Yes.
please do what to call it.
Evangelist, we can hardly hear you. The line is not clear. Can you try calling back?
Try to call back. Okay. I'm sure he will definitely call back. So, angered by the demolition, the youth of the community had scheduled a peaceful protest for yesterday, intending to block the Third Mainland Bridge to draw attention to their plight. However, their plans were cut short by massive police deployment across the bridge and other strategic locations, including Ojota, Maryland, Ganifarimi Park, Bagada, and the Lekki toll gates. Now, during a visit to the area yesterday, the narrow Olua, Sheyi, and Bishop Ajayi Street had turned into scenes of sorrow as scattered mattresses. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Okay. I don't know, maybe try the other number of hours, because this particular one is not just giving us the best feedback. Please try the other number, 07000 917 917. If that is not working fine, please try 09155 917 917. Better still, our toll free line, 0800 1235 917. That's the toll free line. Please do what to use that to call in. All right, so this is just people coming together to say I want to protest. But I think we talked about it last week. I don't know if it was.
Hello, good morning. Barely. Please try calling back again. 07000 917 917, 09155 917 917, or our toll free line 0800 1235 917. You can try any of these three numbers to call. If one is not clear, try the other ones. It just might be a network issue.
Yeah. All right, so I don't know if it was with Ademe we're speaking about protest. Now, these people said, okay, they want to come out to protest again. And before you know it, there is massive police deployment everywhere. Meanwhile, we are saying that protest is our right. We have a right to protest.
Yes, it was with Ademe last week. That was...
they don't already deploy police here and there, sharp. They've... But at the same time, we know that, some of these protests could actually be taken over by hoodlums, which is, we have seen over time happen. Hello? Maybe send us a WhatsApp.
I'm not sure what's going on with our line. We had this yesterday as well.
Maybe send us a WhatsApp message. Please do what to send us a WhatsApp message, because we can't seem to hear you at all. I don't know what's going on with the network today. So Ademe, these are people who have been left in the open. In the middle of the night, they came to do demolition for them. And it's not like, they said, okay, you people were coming to do demolition, so move to so place. At so. So it's possible that they must have given them the warnings and all of that, but maybe the government took a long time to come and do what they wanted to do. And then all of a sudden, in the middle of the night, they're seeing the government come to do what they said they wanted to do. But then were they given options? Were they given alternatives? Because that's the thing. If you're telling me that I should move from my home, where are you taking me to, or where do you want me to go to in the meantime? Even if it's to provide some sort of relief for me, at least this is my home. And some people have actually gathered their small wealth that they managed to have within and they came to build houses, and you've demolished their houses for them without giving them an alternative, without even saying take for compensation, without even saying, okay, we are going to, or all of you should come and gather in a particular place first until you find yourself or you sort yourselves out, and then you find, somewhere else to go to. So, Ademi, I will just let you go on with this because this is a lot. If we go down the reports, you see where they said some men cooked with borrowed stoves near the ruins of their former home, while others spread mat on bare ground, preparing to sleep under the open sky. So, I mean, it's a lot going on around Oworoshoki. And if you ask me, I would just say, you know what? If the government, since the demolition, if the government have not looked their way to make their plight easier, then I think there's a problem there. And for them to come out to protest, I just think, it's worth calling the government attention to.
Well, thank you very much. Oh, thank you very much, Rose. You see, there is nothing the government will say that will be acceptable as it is. Let's be honest with ourselves. We are human beings. And I'm going to ask this question. Are there no indigenous of Oworoshoki, those who ancestors has been there over the centuries, that are indigenous of that area? There are. And let's be honest, what the government wants to do, and we saw that they've started that years back, the reclamation of that area. If you drive by Third Mainland Bridge, you will see where it's been sandfilled over the years, abandoned, so that it could compact, and at the end of the day, make use of it. What the government is trying to do is to displace people who they feel are low-income earners in that area, so that they can bring in their elite, the affluence. That's what they want to do. They want to take that place from these people. We must be honest with ourselves. And like we always tell you, you see, Nigeria is not just for the rich. Nigeria is for all. If those people you want to displace are not there, the rich that you want to put there, they cannot do the job that these people will do, even at the ministry level.
At all.
In every sphere of life, can the owner of a company, can Dangote be the one that will operate the whole of Dangote refinery? No. There must be employees of different stages of production to make it work. That the government must understand. A society will not be totally by the affluence only. There will be those we call the average, and there will be those that we have to service every other person. That's a society. So you see, the Lagos State government in this area, they have not done enough. I must be honest with you. They have not done enough. There is no way you bring task force, policemen, and dogs, and you just come in the course of the night and start destroying people's homes.
Some properties, yes.
And then you just leave them in the open. They have their wives, children, husband, aged. What are we talking about? Does it mean that humanity is no longer of any meaning to us anymore as a people of this nation? And you see, the responsibility, the duty of a government is to cater for all and sundries. That is the responsibility of a government, of a nation, and of a state, and of the local government is their responsibility. Now, if these people are being subjected to this condition, then what exactly are you governing? What are you managing as a people? We have said it. If you need to relocate these people, you must have prepared a location for them where you can relocate them so that whatever trouble they may need to go, you will have cushioned it by taking them there. And the little that they may be faced with, it will be understandable that you have played an important role by relocating them to a place that is conducive and habitable.
Yes.
You understand? But when you just said, okay, because you have the power, you wage your power anyhow, you don't care whether your people are being battered, you don't care whether their morale is being destroyed, you don't care if their means of livelihood is being destroyed, you don't care if they live in the open, if the weather batters them, if they die, they don't die, you don't care. That's not good enough. That's not government.
Yeah.
That is oppression. That is oppression in the full-fledged. And it is not only the people of Oroshoki that needs to do something about it. You see, Yoruba will say, you see, what happens to the Igbo people will come to meet the person in there, and whatever happens in the Oroshoki now may likely go to any other area, maybe the next place of call. You don't even know.
Good morning.
It could be.
All right. Good morning. We have a call. Sorry to interrupt you. We have a call. Good morning. Hello. We heard you say good morning, but we didn't hear anything after. We cannot hear you. Please send a text message to 08155 917 or 0703 1756537 because we cannot hear you. Please. Looks like we have network issues been happening since yesterday. But we have a message. We have quite a few messages here. Ms. Doboli has text. She says, good morning, Mr. Adeyemi, and a wonderful morning to Fumi and Rose and our teaming listeners. The only time I can recall in retrospect that a president congratulated another who emerged victorious at the polls was during the ex-president Goodluck Jonathan's time when late ex-president Buhari won at the polls. Two things come to mind here. Number one, ex-president Jonathan said his re-emergence as a president isn't worth the blood of any Nigerian. That was a selfless statement from someone who has integrity and one who has put the nation and the citizens before his presidential ambition. Two, if you, that's me, for example, Fumi and Rose, Kindi contests the governorship position, and one of them sees truly that the election was free and fair without any manipulation of figures, coalition abracadabra, unlike the last presidential election, then I believe we can have political gladiators congratulating themselves after an electoral process. I don't think you answered the question for me asked you properly. That's to you, Mr. Adeyemi. Should Mr. Soludo not be answering questions for publicly making political induced statements like he did or not? Sadly, in this part of the world, especially under the current administration, an administration that protested as opposition unhinged and no one clamped upon them, any form of protest is viewed as an insurrection against the present administration. That is from Mrs. Oboli. Osage, hey, for Osage says to you, our analyst, don't be afraid to say the truth because God is by your side already. One with God is majority. We need people like you. I mean, they say you should say your truth. Okay. Thank you. And then he also says, as the electoral umpire, it is the duty of the INEC chairman to call defaulting, erring politicians to order. Note that Soludo is yet to give out the money to those he is trying to induce. Therefore, EFCC has no case against him. It is the duty of the INEC chairman to put him in check. Oh, we have feedback. We can hear your callers loud and clear. The problem might be with our connection. Thank you so much for bringing that in. We'll look into it. Thank you. Adeyemi, over to you. They say you should not be afraid. Speak your mind.
Speak your truth.
Well, thank you very much. You see, like I said, I said it. I said, particularly with the case of Soludo, he needs to be invited by the EFCC. That's what I said. But somebody said because he has not done it. But we don't have to wait until the deed is done before we take action. With such, it needs to be asked question: why does he have to make such statement, and where is the money coming from? Because when we talk about funds, we are talking about EFCC. The funds has nothing to do with INEC. The funds majorly has to do with EFCC and ICPC, because the funds literally may be coming from the coffers of the state government. So where is he going to get that funds from? And since we have said it is no longer money politics that we want to practice in this part of the world, so he has to do something about that. So, and you see, there's no way I will not say the truth. Like I said, I know people will come after me. It is normal. It's not anywhere in the world. But the truth be told, as a people, well, my friends actually talk about Jonathan being the only one that considered and congratulated the president. Yes. You see, if only we can value life, you will know that you're in the office. But that singular heart, conceding and congratulating and telling them that if political ambition does not work the life of one Nigeria, not talk of the entire nation, that he has to step, he has to step aside and let whoever has been declared the winner to take this way. So let's give it to him. I love it. And that's what we said we want in this part of the world. We should be matured enough. We should have gotten to a level now, as it is we speak in Nigeria, that whoever wins an election, be it at the local government level, state level, or the national level, you should be able to exhibit the sportsmanship spirit by congratulating the person that eventually wins. So, but we have said it. A lot goes into it. A lot. If only we come and it is through manifestos and your antecedents that we have been trying, we do elect people into offices. It's not by buying votes. And because of these people know that if they have to buy votes, they have to make sure they have enough funds. They have to have money. They have to sell properties. Though even the hallmark of democracy in the United States is also money politics. Sometimes when we look at it, we come to the conclusion that even democracy is expensive. That's the honest truth. Why is there democracy in other world where you say they don't really use money? There's nowhere that true democracy is being practiced that they don't use money.
At the end of the day, thank you so much. I'm gonna have to stop you there because we've run past our time. You wanted to say one final thing?
Yes, please. I've not heard of Barrister Wo Suji. Well, that's one of our family that in a long time I've not really heard from him. Please help me to echo into him that please, I want to hear him.
Barrister Suji is sulking because we had called him out on his messages that he was sending. One of our family members had called him out on it, so he's sulking. So when he's okay, he will come back.
All right. Right.
Yes, thank you so much, Adeyemi, for joining us today. It's always a pleasure when you come. It's a delight to have you come and share your thoughts with us. Many thanks to our callers, our listeners. We will work on the issue internally so that we can hear our callers as well, and we can have, our conversations as per usual. All right, with that being said, we have come to the end of the newspaper review, the breakfast show. Many thanks to the producer of this show. That's Miriam and Ore. Thank you so much for producing us today. My name is Fubin Pangara.
Yes, my name is Rose Yusuf Kaiser. Do what to have a great day ahead. Good morning.
Good morning.